the future of humans becoming the Anunnaki biological robots or AI, and maybe that's why we have all these nonsense shenanigans around, like viruses and all that. So many times I have discussed how the Anunnaki elite are cordoned off from the earth. I don't think so. This person is just being deluded, and being dreaming, because this doesn't happen. They are very much in power here, in control. No such thing as being cordoned off. This one was nonsense, a new age blue haha lies and illusions, fantasies and inventions from this little group of new ages. These ones of their only doing. When they fled the earth and went into hiding, they unwillingly trapped themselves. What a lie. The Anunnaki elite are not confined by space, but instead in their panicked state, they accidentally trapped themselves in time. There's some idiots who even think that these Anunnakis, those ones, the earlier Greeks from Atlantis, and that the idiots think that this is human. This is are the Anunnaks. Anunnaks are a title, just like the swastika, the are Aryans. Aryans are title. Anunnaks also is a group. Aryans also is a confederation of people. In the past was the Semites, United Semites, nothing to do with Hitler or white or blondes. Okay, this man was the Greeks that had to live in the
like those
Atlantis
protecting
time.
humans from the species
It
like
has nothing.
snakes
This
and the
one,
giants.
maybe that was the Anunnaki. Yeah, that ugly thing over there. But
The
these
idea of
humans,
human
no
gods
way,
was
no
created.
way. This one is a hybrid. What happens is that they come here. They came, in fact, many years ago, many thousand of 100 years, and then they took humans' DNA to make one bad, like, let's say, to make, let's say, just to play with genetics, to have mix up the genomes. Nothing to do with make. They cannot make a fly. They only can make machines. And then they not create, they form this new being by mixing humans with humans with ETs. Okay, this one doesn't exist. It's a lie. Sorry, no such thing. This one is a hologram, or is the only the very humans pretend to be aliens, or is a hologram. Inside is a reptilian. This one doesn't exist, but they can come to you as this one. Yeah, they can come as blondes. Yeah, they do. So this person here is totally out of reality. They don't even know what they're talking about. They don't know many things. The Anunnaki elite are not confined by spell. Okay, what a lie. In simple terms, they have trapped themselves in what can be best be understood as the past. This past, in terms of time and space, is different from the chronological past that one speculates can be traveled to and from within this dimension. Simple, because doesn't no such thing for them as past, present, and future. Is all now. For them, everything that was, will be, and is now. In other words, the past in which the Anunnaki elite currently reside is inaccessible from this dimension. Doesn't matter whether they are in the past, present, and future. What matters is they are pretty much alive here in the present moment. And oh yeah, I forgot to say that they are these things here. They are a group. Okay, they are a group of insectoid, greys, reptilians, dracos, etc. They are not humans. They are not humans. Okay, they are not humans at all. For the idiots who say that they are human, this person is totally out of context and is supposed to give up on ufology altogether. Can they fabricate something like that one here? Yeah, they can. They can have sex with humans and become like this. But this one is a Greek. This one, yes, is them. Reptilian humanoid. This one, no, it's not aliens. This one, yes, is reptoid. This one too. Okay, all these are reptoid. So, no, this one are humans. It's not aliens at all.
The architects of this world
These are
how to
nonsense. All
create
these
the
people
pyramids
who can analyze all these are
on this
nonsense,
planet.
They
The
don't even
concepts
know
and
what
the
they are on
ideas
about. Those here are hybrids, yeah. They are the aliens, but they are not humans. And sometimes what happens here is that they create a hologram. They create hologram. Because if they were humans, they will not be able to withstand to live in different atmosphere other than oxygen atmosphere. Okay, they'll not be able to survive and thrive in other atmosphere. They have to be another kind of being to be able to perform this feat and this task.
that we have of
But can they create hologram? Yeah, they
gods
do.
and
They
goddesses
do all the time.
is really mistaken by history.
This man is totally out of
Pleiadian people and the Syrian
this one
people.
is just sometime hologram. You see, this a hologram. It's just a visual reality. This one can exist, maybe. Yeah, this one here, the formed one. Yeah, this one maybe from hollow earth. These are humans from the hollow earth. They ones of the force here on earth, and they were banned. They were banished to the interior of the earth. Those ones are aliens. Those ones, no, those are very much humans. The primordial humans here on earth.
Species like snakes and the giants.
This one, oh, too, were the Greeks. Those were other Egyptians.
The idea of human gods was
These are hybrid aliens, already mixed with humans.
created in
They do this because they invite the human's body. They invite a lot. This one is from Hollow Earth.
Atlantean times by their
So many aliens that you see that look like this, they are humans. They are primordial humans. This one is mixed with aliens already. Okay, those are hybrids. These are not quite humans.
Arturians and the
Those
Orion
ones are
people.
not aliens on the background. These are humans from the past, from Atlantis. This man he doesn't know what he's talking about, you know. He doesn't know what he's talking about, and they charge to give a podcast in to pass information. They do charge. It's not for free. In simple terms, they have trapped themselves in what that's been. That's nice. Enough of these people doesn't know what they're talking about really. The Anunnaki Remnants have mistakenly been working on Earth in the astral dimensions under the premise that the Anunnaki Elite would return one day from the time travels and restart the the remnants could not restart the Atua because the Anunnaki Elite had set up a system shrouded in secrecy. They are the secret governments. And they, who are they? Reptilians, Greys, or Sirens, as they are called. And the insectoid, they are the Anunnakis, the real one. For initiating and restarting the Atua once kept such strict secrecy that none of the remnants have had access to it. I have previously written about some of the attempts by the Anunnaki Elite to impress upon the remnants on how to activate the Atua. Every attempt by the elite has failed. I don't think so. I don't think so. They are much more empowered than you imagine. All of you who think that you are all the guru in knowledge and information of New Age. Finally, in 2008, chronological time ran out, and even the Anunnaki Elite can no longer restart the Tua. They have already started. Look at what we are having right now. Ironically, the only one on earth who has had access to the Atua code, the ones in Atas of the light who had opened the code a long time ago, Risto investigation the Anunnaki Elite. This code was in effect hardwired to these Atas total bodies. The process of extracting the code would have been extremely complex and difficult, and any missteps in the attempted extraction would have obliterated the code. Thus, it was the possession of this code that protected this particular Atas from attempted termination by Anunnaki remnants. The ruling elite on Earth do not control the overall scheme of things. Of course not, they are Muppet, they live on puppetry, and all the idiots who blame them, you are a big idiot. You're supposed never to blame the dogs for the barks, but their owner, or their boss in this case. Okay, their boss. The ruling elite on Earth do not control the overall scheme of things. Of course not. Of course not. They are merely taking order because they are puppets from the various groups of the Anunnaki Remnants who control major events from behind the scenes. The remnants are now beginning to doubt the fabled promise of the return of the Anunnaki Elite to establish the heaven of... wait a minute. To establish chat? Why? I thought that they have already established their kingdom here, that they call the shots and they are behind all the control here on earth, and that they call the shots here. So what you are on about, dude? Just see what are you on about? Which would have had a strict hierarchy with the elite on top, the remnants below them, and with the humans as their slaves. Those chosen ones, which is the richest one, the richest Muppet, because they too are Muppet, because the Anunnaki monster doesn't give them a piece of a flack. So if the remnants' dreams of a Grand Anunnaki Paradise on Earth shattered, they have turned their primary focus to accepting an alternative dream, which is necessarily a diminished model of the promised Grand Paradise that the Anunnaki Elite could have provided had they not trapped themselves. I don't believe so. There's no such thing that they have been trapped. They are here. They have always been here. They have always having an eye here. So this dude are talking nonsense. The Remnants Lesser Paradise was only to have been a stepping stone in the grand scheme of things had the elite returned. But now, the Lesser Paradise is the ultimate that the remnants can hope to strive for. The paradise is the place where I was born. The Lesser Paradise has been in the works for millennia. Much of what appears to be progress in civilization and advancements in philosophy, religion, science, technology, etc., have been introduced by the remnants to tie into the plan of the transient lesser paradise. This plan involves the control, manipulation, and enslavement of people. Oh well, this is nothing new. Please tell something that people don't know because you all know that we are that the heads here are nothing but slaves. Yeah, you all are slaves. Humans have been a necessary part of the scheme to build the lesser paradise until the remnants can take total control of the earth. And they are in next year gonna be terrible. Number 6, energy 6, gonna have a lot of upheaval. I maybe there's will be drought, smogs, heat. As the lesser paradise approaches fruition, the remnants are cooling the undesirables from the planet. You see, and this message, this article is from 2015. See, it's about 2 years before all this upheaval that we are having here right now. Because everything started in 2017, but took start to get speed on 29 and the 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 last quarter of 2019 from the planet. These undesirables are not limited to humans, poor animals, bloody monsters. You all are bloody monsters. Many animals are also targeted. This cooling is being done by many means. By underlying much of the cooling is the development of programmed responses to certain types, which makes the cooling more invisible and palatable for the masses. For instance, since the remnants are apprehensive of various dog breeds such as Staffordshire Terriers, Rottweilers, Rottweilers, Doberman Pinschers, and German Shepherds, many incidents involving these breeds have been highly publicized to justify restriction and cooling of the breeds. Animals like humans can be programmed genetically and or environmentally to behave erratically, which can then be used to their detriment by the ruling elite to justify cooling of the unwanted ones. That's true. They make the head here go haywire, they start killing each other, and they will have a good reason to start a program to depopulate. This has been done regarding the above mentioned breeds of dogs. Humans are also being cooled by various means, and not just dogs. Is cat. Cat is included. Cats and many other wild animals are being cooled, like wolves, bears, and many others, and marine animals as well. Humans have also been cooled by various means. The bottom line is that the remnants want a perfect breed of slaves among the humans. Perfection to the remnants is that which will be best serve the Anunnaki masters. The cooling of the humans has begun. The main targets of the ruling elite cooling are those that are more difficult to control or deemed to be useless. I beg to differ. Why? Because I see so many useless people who doesn't want to work, not because they cannot, but because they choose not to work and live off others. See a lot of those, and they are very sun and healthy and safe as well. So I don't see why they are calling those species, those category of people. I don't think so. That's not true. They can belong to unions, bike gangs, philosophical, political, and or religiously radical organizations, insurgent groups, ethnic or cultural minorities, and so on. Risto, they may be unsavory to men. In this case, the one that they are with agenda against Europeans, huh? A lot of agenda of fake news, trying to tarnish the reputation of these people and their character. Fake racism agenda against those people. How about that? Huh? So if they are talking about cultural minorities, so they are targeting the Europeans the most, okay? And it was not the Europeans who started the main atrocities here on earth. Before them, there were already a lot of wars going on in North Africa, in Africa, and in Asia. A lot and lot and lot. Up to um, 15, no 13 and 12th centuries. There were a lot of atrocities which was um, not 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 shown. It was purportedly hidden from public and was not disclosed at all. Okay, and the one is written from the unknown of the human histories of atrocities. If you want that, you need to delve into the occult to know more about your Akashic records, about what really happened, all the atrocities here on earth, all the genocides, all the wars. Okay? And it didn't start in Europe. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. It was a long time ago, and what we see now is Turkey, Asia, Middle East, and ancient Egypt. Yep, that one. So, least they may be unsavory to men. They are not criminals by association, and their membership in a group should not justify their being cold. One thing will be certain, as the ruling elite aggressively cool the undesirables. Once the more offensive ones are eliminated. No wonder my videos, Mr. YouTube and Mrs. Madam YouTube and their minions are removing my videos and giving me strike non-stop. I don't know why I'm still, my channels are hanging by a fine thread, just hanging. They are restricting just about anything I'm saying here. It means that they are not willingly, or they don't have the courage to face up to truth. Yes, they do not have the courage to face up to truth. All Jews who are reporting my channels and my video, okay? So once the more offensive ones are eliminated, the less offensive ones will surely be the next in being cooled. I see many people who born to be heads. Those are the ones who are going first. The ignorant ones who doesn't have any information about what's going on around them. You see, all the people who don't pose any danger or risk to no big organization, to no aliens, to no archons. Okay, two have been eliminated the first. Why? Because of their own ignorance. Sometimes we choose to die this way. Okay, we choose to die because of our own ignorance. Our own ignorance kills us, and not just who you call oppressor. Because in the end of the day, there is a line, and in this line lies our free will. Even if this free will um, is but remaining in a thread, is hanging by a thread. Okay, this means they are trying to take our free will, the little free will we all have, and it's hanging by a thread. But still, we have free will. We do have free will. Nearly all organizations that could pose a danger to the Anunnaki plans have been truly infiltrated and compromised. All that remains in the way of the Anunnaki plans for the Lesser Paradise is to exterminate the few individuals who still hold the principles of liberty dear in their hearts. Go! I like to see humans there in Australia, in Americas, most of the Anglos people and the Europeans who go to the streets and fight for their rights. Go on, warriors, go on. You all are my people. You are my people. Okay? And the rest are all the seed of the Antichrists. And also Israelis go to the street and fight as well. Those are the kind of people that the most are scared, because it means for them mutiny. There's only one thing that they are very afraid, the cowards are very afraid of, and that's mutiny. They really, really resent and fear mutiny. Nearly all organizations that could pose a danger to the Anunnaki plans have been truly infiltrated and compromised. All that remains in the way of the Anunnaki plans for the Lesser Paradise is to exterminate the few individuals who still hold the principle of liberty dear in their hearts. Many of these individuals have already been identified by agents of the ruling elite, and they will be on the early cooling roundups. To hell, like this is all monsters. I have had visitation from these monsters here.
And the
Is it
Syrian people
called
came to
the
this
men
world
in
to
black?
teach
They are
and
not
give
black at all, is
humans
it?
the key
They are
to
just
open your
dressed.
eyes
I get lost
within.
lah.
By the
Stupid
Arturians and the
men
Orion
doesn't know
people
nothing. Here's the men in the black and in black.
was created in
Here,
Atlantean times.
this is the men in black. A mask. They look like this. I've been visited by them. It was 2005, 2005, 2014, 14 to 15, around this time. I have been visited by two of them, but they were not in black. They come completely white, as they are like this. But they didn't harm me. And one of them, they just stood there looking at me and I at him, and then after that he just vanished in thin air. The other one was naughty and a kind of molester. So one thing will be certain, as the rule elite aggressively cool the undesirables once the more offensive ones are eliminated. The less offensive ones will surely be the next thing being cooled. Nearly, I don't care. I just am fed up of all this. I just want to go to one place and die in peace. I'm just sick of all this, sick to the bones. Nearly all organizations that could pose a danger to the Anunnaki plans have been truly infiltrated and compromised. All that remains in the way of the Anunnaki plans for the Lesser Paradise is to exterminate the few individuals who still hold the principles of liberty dear in their heart. Many of these individuals have already been identified by agents of the ruling elite, and they will be in the early culling roundup. I don't think so. I don't think that the people who died and padded me was because they have been on their list. No, that people were the people who they see as just go in vermins in society. What many academics have accepted as human physiological evolution is really the various stages of design changes by the monsters Anunnaki who is not humans at all. Scientists who were perfecting their ultimate slaves. The perfect slave needed to be very utilitarian to their masters, but never adulterate to the Anunnaki authority. Therefore, the Anunnaki have deliberately developed the humans to have certain weaknesses built into their genetic patterns to make them more controllable. And this was in the past, around 400,000 years ago. And the Lucifer is behind all that. Okay, start from them, the Luciferians, Dracos, and Key. Okay, so the next stage for the human development will involve the insertion of artificial consciousness into many people. I know, Walk-ins. Some of us is no more humans anymore. And the men of those who goes through or went through or are going through many traumas, unbearable ones. They kind of have lost their selves. They are no more themselves. They are totally by now oblivious to pain. They are numb, very numb to pain. They doesn't care any longer about many things anymore. So when this is accomplished, all that will remain of the hybrid humans will be the biological bodies. Yeah, I'm not surprised. And it is already in vigor. It's already happening. Many of you here are no longer humans. I've always been telling this on my videos. You are not humans. Even some who have been born are not humans, which will be driven by the Anunnaki design, the artificial consciousness or AI. Strictly speaking, the future of humans is to become biological robots for the Anunnaki Remnants. Yeah, and that's the new Earth they are talking about, the new 5D Earth. welcome, welcome to the 50 dimension, the 50 Earth of machine, into the world of machines. As the artificial consciousnesses invade human bodies, the human consciousnesses will evacuate the bodies, be forcibly removed or suppressed by the invading artificial consciousnesses. Most of the bodies will be unaware of the change in consciousness, and they will perform nearly as before, but as more obedient slaves to the Anunnaki masters. And another thing, and while they are obedient to those in power, they will be like a poison, toxic to others, or oblivious to the pain and sufferings of others. They will spit on the suffering of others, Okay, and they will be just like a robot. They will have no feeling. They are not in fact equipped with feelings. They are downright apathics or no humans. Okay, so humans have been so brainwashed by Anunnaki deceptions that many now accepted that the biological bodies are the ultimate expressions of their beings. So ingrained has this deception become that the most human scientists are searching for life on other planets. Stupid, stupid, stupid. You're not gonna go in there if this is body yet. You need to change certain chromosomes and cells in order to be able to go to other atmosphere. Okay? Unless you live forever with artificial oxygen stuck to your body. But soon you will die because you're not gonna be able to thrive and to take the atmosphere in other planets. So this is not viable, it's not possible. You can go, but if a proper spacesuit, when I talk about spacesuit, it's not a spacesuit, not a vest. I'm talking about a body. We humans are not meant for that. We were not born for that. We are not made by the multiverse for that. Okay? So, but restriction the definition of life to biological life, the adage that if there is water, there is life. How about the atmosphere? But it's very, very naive. Is it? Very, very naive. Water alone is not necessary. You need the atmosphere. What is there? Nitrogen or others? What's the atmosphere? You must know. Are you able to breathe that air over there? Or you gonna you're gonna you're gonna um, die, be destroyed in a few times. You're not gonna be able to withstand the atmosphere, and then um, you're gonna be the victim of your own stupidity. You're gonna succumb. The word won't succumb. You're gonna succumb to your own naivety. So it's confound any advisement of where humans stand in the real schemes of things. People are so deceived by the Anunnaki lies that they have little chance of breaking through the trap of matter. Let them, my God, I'm anxious here to see all of them going to Mars or other planet. Please go take what they call that thing, space shoot. Is it space shuttle? And don't come back anymore. Sayonara, bye bye forever. Go, go. Do me a favor. Go and don't return anymore and I'll be food for the Anunnaki monsters. Stupid. So, matter was created by darkness here to entrap spirits. Once the spirits were entrapped, darkness here set its plans into motion by creating many illusions, such as the illusion of emotion, the illusion of no motion, the illusion of chronological time. The transport convention, chronological time for convention for business. However, the template was not like that. The template was to really be nirvana on earth, be paradise, and not all this nonsense, all this profane, the bullshit kind of experiences and events that we see here, such as geographical problems, geopolitical problems, social problems, etc. We were not to have all this. This was done by those monsters that you all worship through religion, through politics, and many others platform or avenues. So in the later stages of the darkening sea plan, it created the Anunnaki to act as administrators. I don't believe. So this means matter, which is antimatter, come from the black hole, created all this to entrap spirits. Once spirits were entrapped, darkness set its plan to motion. So after that, when they create all this, they create what? They bring their own minions, their own people, their own creatures, is it? To lord over everybody here. No, I don't buy that. They come from the bottom of the cosmos, beyond the black hole, the antimatter, and came here and took up forms, semi forms, and then they started to operate from within. And the worst part was that they infiltrated into the chromosomes of the people who have those cells by mix their DNA with ours, and then creating in this way another form of humans with a reptilian brain. Okay, this is what happened. And before they attack Earth, they attack many other galaxies in the solar system and this Milky Way. So in the later stage of darkness planet, create the Anunnaki to act as administrators, chief agents and supervisors of darkness realm. No, they didn't create a fly. They came here and they invaded. The invasion is different from creating. You are wrong. Wrong. I need to correct. As the remnants strive for absolute control of the earth itself, they will eventually be able to show their true faces and identities to the people of the earth. The remnants are tired of hiding themselves and their families from the rest of the world. To achieve this goal, the remnants have been programming humans to accept them, research planning the eradication of various groups on the planet that would resist the Anunnaki once they expose themselves. This devil, once you put the devils um, against a wall, they have no other way out but to freak out. They will freak out, and then they will remove the mask and show the monsters they are. That's how things are. In this current and upcoming stages of the lesser paradise, many things are occurring, some of which have been a long time in the planning. Often the ruling elite play both the good guys and the bad guys to deceive and confuse humans. For example, on the one hand, some agents of the ruling elite debunk information about UFOs. Also, simultaneously, they have other agents declaring UFOs to be genuine. And this is very ironic. Oh my god, I saw something moving here, something black. And my cat is missing for 3 days, my black cat, and I saw one shadow, black shadow of a cat moving right here by my side. So it is current and upcoming stage of the lesser paradise. Many things are occurring. So this is ironic, as I always say, this is ironic. Also, simultaneously, they have other agents declaring UFOs to be genuine hypocrites. Is it? In it, hypocrite to think this way. In the midst of all the ruling elites, agents are the sincere seekers who are misdirected by both the ruling elites, debunkers, and advocates of the UFO phenomenon. Many half-truths are circulating regarding UFOs. One of the more prominent UFO revelations is the Roswell incident. Everybody knows this happened. Remove the cat out of the bag because his tail's already appearing. There's no more way to hide. Recently, there have been UFO crashes on the Earth. The Roswell incident is not a genuine UFO crash at all. Genuine UFO crashes leave no material debris for scavengers to collect. The alleged Roswell debris, if any exist, are definitely not UFO material. I agree. I definitely agree on that. Witnesses to the Roswell incident may have been genuine, but those who were genuine were duped by the ruling elite. In Roswell, there is a museum that supposedly houses important information about UFOs. Many have been lured to Roswell in the hope of finding real evidence concerning UFOs. Many others have settled in Roswell and are unaware that they are assisting the rural elite team of debunkers and advocates regarding the nature of UFOs. The overall atmosphere in the town of Roswell is mocking of UFOs and aliens. The museum in Roswell supposedly has a model of an alien which does not resemble any known alien on the planet. I guess that once the ET phony home. That one is a mock alien. One is left with the impression that it is a gray alien, but grays bear no resemblance to what is on display in the town of Roswell or in the supposed documentaries of recovered bodies from the Roswell incident. In fact, the supposed aliens from the Roswell material look more like human artistry at work than representation of alien races. Exactly. That's how they like to portray the aliens, to say that they are actually humans. Being humanoids does not necessarily mean that you are humans. I guess that even a bear can be a humanoid, a bear, because he can walk in biped form. Okay? But is it a human? No, it isn't. In aliens, they are not humans, they are other creatures, a mix of humans and animals. The ruling elite are behind the information released regarding the Roswell incident. And that's why I say, when I say that they are not alien, because it's true, they are not, oh, I'm sorry, they are not humans, that's true. And then come an idiot here to say that they are humans. That's an oxymoron. An oxymoron. In fact, those supposedly the supposed aliens from the Roswell materials look more like humans. The ruling elite are behind the information released regarding the Roswell incident. But the real story involves other crashing sites. The ruling elite have played both sides. They have employed reverse psychology and also debunked the Roswell account by claiming that the salsa story was really just a weather balloon, among many other dubious theories. Likewise, they have maintained the Roswell Museum, among other things, to give the appearance of authenticity to the supposed Roswell crash. In other words, the ruling elite have their own reasons for carefully controlling and manipulating the Roswell incident. Just as the ruling elite control UFO information, they also are simultaneously implementing many stages of their takeover plan. Presently, one of their more underhanded schemes being played out during their planned recession revolves never-ending road works around the world. Many of the road works are graced with signs that say they are part of the stimulus recovery plans. These signs say such things as American Recovery, Washington State Job Now, Canada's Economic Action Plan, etc. Similar signs appear in Australia, Europe, and other regions. These road works can often involve work on bridges or the smack bangs in the middle of cities and towns. One thing that is consistent with this project is that there is a lot of digging, a lot of heavy machinery on the roadside. Maybe they make bunkers, who knows, in case of a major catastrophe, all of which cause major congestion of traffic. Much of the road construction machinery is idle, and many of the modes of death remain unattended for weeks and even months at a time. A large amount of the work appears to be male work, make work, male have to be male, where part of viable roads have been dug up, and long-term congestion causing projects are set into motion. The road's works could not have sprung up around the world without a cohesive plan. That is, this project did not just happen, they were planned. The road works cause a lot of stress and confusion to motorists. It's no surprise that roads around Australia are reporting record level accidents and fatalities. As if it wasn't enough, creatures luring drivers to abysm or they make accident. There comes other monsters doing that. There's some shady works like this, if with direct intentions. In the city of Brisbane, Australia, local residents can hardly keep track of the confounding detours. Casual drivers are much more frustrated, confused, and nervous about driving through the city. Many of the landmarks are obliterated by huge structural barriers. So motorists in the Brisbane area are absolutely dependent on the temporary road signs for directions. And these signs are generally sparse and often unclear. The overall impact of driving in Brisbane and in many other cities around the world is just like here in Asia. Almost every time there's a road walk, never stop. Is designed to bring about certain types of emotional responses that are needed for specific programming of the motorists. As people drive through some of these mazes of roadworks, they are literally speaking unwitting labyrinths for the ruling elite. The situation described in Brisbane is also evident in Melbourne, Australia, Denver, Colorado, and USA, and many other cities around the world. Another type of road walk is the type that goes on for many kilometers at a stretch. This often involves lots of digging up of the roadside and the decommissioning of traffic lanes and many bridges. These are occurring in Southern California, Colorado, Washington State, Canada, the Netherlands, Germany, Australia, and many other places. Yeah, sure. At one of the massive road work sites south of Denver, Colorado, there were many kilometers of lane ripped up and there were several construction crews working along the road. One of the crews was composed of about 12 workers who were wearing knee-high gum boots. A truck was pouring cement into the wooden frame in the form of about 4 meters square. The workers were standing in the middle of the frame as the concrete was poured around them. They used short wooden boards to trowel the material as they waded through the freshly poured concrete mixture. Even third world countries have stopped using this demeaning, labor-intensive, wasteful method of building roads. It was a shock to see American road construction workers subject to such degrading employment. At this site, there were many idle road construction machines that could have done the job without inexcusably wasting the crew labor and without shaming the crew into needlessly slogging it out in wet cement. In the state of Queensland, Australia, the parliament is composed of a single House of Representatives, headed by the Premier, who is the leader of the majority party. The Premier has the sole power in the state and can do whatever he or she dictates. There is no real opposition and no second house in which there can be meaningful debate of the issues. It is small wonder that the Australian states are trying to remove their senates to follow the Queensland model. In other states and nations were to If other states and nations were to adopt the Queensland model government, very soon many of the supposed democracies would be lost. It's not difficult to foresee how smoothly the undemocratic one world government can be brought into being, especially since the ruling elite have programmed the people in so many ways to accept the rule by dictating. The economic recession was planned by remnants and implemented by their agents, the ruling elite. As I have said over the last few years, the 1930s depression will pale as the current Anunnaki recession unfolds the total economic bust. Despite the stimulus packages, the confused messages that the recession is over hopes it's not, and despite attempts by those who might actually be trying to fix the economic mess, the Anunnaki planned depression will suck the economic energy from the few who might resist the takeover. Indeed, the horror that the Anunnaki have planned for humans are unthinkable. No matter what darkening sea and its agents have in store for this world, all those who have held onto their wills will eventually be evacuated to their true home, never to be bothered again by darkening sea or its putrid agents. Amen to this, so mote it be. Amen, amen to this. I cannot wait for this to finally end all this nonsense